Welcome back, everybody, to Grand Tactician, Civil War. Gruntpa Gaming is episode 10 of our viewer unit only Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode did not get much accomplished. As you can see, we're starting to make some headway and reclaiming territories here in the north from the rebels. We did have a major action here just outside of Alexandria, across the river from the capital, Washington, seeing off Beauregard's corps of the Army of Washington under Lee. And we got fairly roughly handled, mostly my fault. So I totally missed a flanking. I did spot them and then totally forgot about them, which allowed us to, one of our divisions to get pretty roughly handled. Though we did win in the end, it was a very close run thing. We do have an engagement coming up here with the Army of the East moving up against the Army of Cannibal, Johnston's corps. So I don't know if we're actually going to have the troops to handle this fight. But we'll see. They are going to have us outnumbered. We are still currently trying to reclaim Cleveland. Greg's corps did not retreat far. So we may have another fight with them coming up here fairly soon. And Army of the Mississippi is currently still making its way towards Springfield. Once we have resecured Springfield, we're going to move them by rail over here to Danville and then march them down onto Department Number 2 and get them, try to get them back south into Kentucky before moving off again. So, I only moved the campaign one day since the last episode. So, we're not going to be getting much further today. We might make it to the 7th or 8th. Possibly. We'll see. Because I'm going to try and hold to the one battle rule for these campaigns. Because generally the federal campaigns do not last as long as the rebel campaigns do, but this one's probably going to take up quite a bit longer. And I am a little worried about Washington over here. But we do have some things to get into with the historical record and a few more brigades to add into the campaign, as we had 2 more Whiskey Rebel level members enter the fray. So we're going to be adding 2 more divisions at the least. So administration is going to be a little long on the front end of this one. So once again, as always, these videos are chaptered. You can jump around to whichever spot you do so choose. Couldn't speak for a second there. From the Journal, General Gruntpa, dated 7 April 1862. Fought an action against Bobby Lee yesterday, just outside Alexandria across the Potomac from the capital. He damn near got the better of me. I decided to make my defense line in the Oak Wood, just west of Braddock Road along an unfinished rail line. My hope was to negate Lee's advantage in artillery. I swear he must have read my thoughts as his troops arrived at about the same time as a Whiskey Viking division. Cavalry supported by infantry to their front, more cavalry and a division of infantry on their left. They stood no chance. Sweemoos on the left were forced into square by 2 charging cavalry brigades, and then hit by a volley from rebel infantry. Sweemoos broke under the pressure, leaving about a quarter of their men on that field. The rest of the division fared a little better. The stockbrokers in 20th New York attempted to hold the line, but also eventually buckled under the pressure. Brigadier General Daywood remained in position after his division broke. I'm uncertain as to whether this was due to shock or trying to be shot from the saddle. Had to send an aide to bring him back to our lines. I'm now in fear of General's mental health. I've written to General McClellan asking that he be relieved from his position and sent home to recuperate, possibly placing him in command of his state's recruitment efforts. General Saga had his Reaper Division, supported by the Gotcha Guard, form a defensive line along a creek just east of the Oak Woods, where his men were able to blunt the rebel attack. This allowed me to move the Irish Division onto my left flank through some woods to attack the now exposed rebel right. General Saga gave his life in this action, while extolling his men to hold the line. I am now without my best division commander. I must pen a letter to his wife when things here calm down. The attack by the Irish went off better than I could have anticipated, and a far cry from the previous engagement. Cochran and his men methodically cleared the wood of rebel resistance, suffering few casualties in return. They were able to eventually regain the ground held by the Whiskey Vikings at the start of the engagement. Lee was forced from the field at the end of the day, but it was a very near-run thing. I believe if Lee knew the condition of my forces, put in one final push, he would have cleared us from the field. The attack by the Irish must have caught him off guard and broke his confidence. The papers are touting this as a major victory, but try touting that to my nearly 3,000 dead and wounded. From the Journal, Major General Jameson Redbreast, dated 6 April, 1862. My arrival in Washington the other day was quite the affair. General McClellan himself was there to greet me at the train station in order to give his praise of my bravery personally after the Battle of Frederick. His very fine gift, the ebony cane with a golden spread eagle topper, was very much appreciated indeed, and will most definitely help in dealing with this wounded leg. President Abraham Lincoln himself presented a Medal of Honor for my exploits at Gruntpa's Grunts paraded past starting the spring offensive into Virginia. My promotion to Major General was also met with bittersweet news at the Army State after the Battle of Arlington raged across the river the old day today. The rolling thunder of gunfire was near constant all morning and afternoon. Such a bloody affair, we're told. Fighting was so close, a stray cannonball actually struck the scaffolding around the construction of the new Capitol building, causing it to collapse. Anxiously awaiting this damn wound to heal so I can get back to my boys. The dogs of war beckon. From the Journal, Colonel Ame Vargas, dated 6 April, 1862. I think it has been nary a year since the last time I've had peace of mind to write my journal. So much has happened. It has admittedly been hard to keep my hopes high for this war. It seems my fears regarding the state of the Army of the Union was well-founded, as Confederates pushed us relentlessly, even seizing for a time Washington, D.C. Luckily, our president was able to evacuate the city. Once our eastern forces forced the enemy from the capital, he was able to once again sit in the White House. The rebels wasted no time, pushing through Ohio and capturing all the way up to Columbus, separating the country in two halves. This remained true until recently, when the Army of Ohio, after a daring battle against the Confederate Army of Ohio, that we recaptured Cleveland and regained our link to the eastern side of the country. In these desperate times, more people have either realized my message that every man and woman should join the fight to keep our country free, or simply that they look past those not born of male descent for the sake of filling the ranks of the Union Army. One such group is a predominantly female infantry brigade, known in the Army as Lincoln's Valkyries. While not entirely female, they mainly consisted of wives, mothers, and sisters of the parts of the country that remain under Confederate control, hoping to fight alongside their husbands, fathers, and brothers to reclaim our country from those that would see what we have perverted by the greed of humanity, that is slavery. This ragtag unit recently joined the Union Army under my recommendation. Now more than ever, we need fighters who can look death in the face, scoff at him, and tell him to return another day. I've also transferred 90-some women that have been in my unit from the outbreak of the war to form their own infantry brigade from the female volunteers that have been pouring into recruitment offices around the nation. This will also hopefully be the first United States military unit to be entirely female since the founding of our great country. They call themselves the 1st Suffrage Brigade. Lastly, my final bothersome letter sent to command was to have an application for a divisional commander in the Army of Mississippi. This is not born of a mere need of pride, nor some belief that I think I deserve the cushy position of a division commander. Or rather, I know to help turn the tide in the Midwest. My freedom fighters, alongside the Girls' Army and the 1st Female Brigade, will need to fight together under a decisive command, and under the command of someone who will not look at women holding rifles and simply stick them in the back line. I know these women are ready for war, as many have already been fighting simply to serve under the Union, even with the Union in the disastrous state it's in. Even now, as the Army of the Mississippi marches on Springfield, I formally request, with the utmost urgency, that I be granted the station of Division Commander. From the Diary of Jocelynn Steed, dated 6 April, 1862. Dear Diary, what can I say? I'm in a whirlwind. After our battle, we got word from our scouts of more enemies close by. Barely had we set ourselves up with a plan when out of nowhere the enemy appeared, Fast and hard we were hit. Everything seemed like a chaotic dance of fight and fall back, fight and fall back. Seemed at one point we were to be crushed, but not for the swift thinking and strong hearts of our boys who withstood the onslaught. The general was ablaze with anger, cursing himself and cursing this Lee person, saying things like, "Damn it all to hell, Lee, you cunning bastard, I shall have your head." I swear he went red in the face. I was quiet as a mouse, and I dare say it saved me his wrath. The others inside that tent today, well, let me just say I'm surprised someone isn't in a medical tent after this. We managed to stall the enemy, though, and little by little we pushed back. Our boys fought bravely. At times we ran thinking all was lost, then digging deep, we would find our courage and charge again. In the end, we saved the victory, but at steep cost. Not sure how the morale of the men will hold after today. Pray for our boys to find sleep and be a thing of mere queens tonight. I think I'll go volunteer at the medical tent. I'm sure the nurses could use any help given. A visit at General Gruntpa's headquarters. Enter. General Gruntpa, I'm glad you had the time to let me speak to you. To get to the point, Major, my time is limited, my whiskey's short, and so is my temper. Yes. My name is Barack Obama, Major Obama. Since a month back, I've been on General Daywood's staff. Okay. Why are you here? I need to speak to you about the Battle of Alexandria, sir. Not sure you have heard exactly what happened there. I was there, Major. It was a shit show. Get to the point. Yes, sir. It could have been a much better outcome for the division, if not for one man. Let me guess. Colonel Trump? Yes. I don't blame anyone but myself for what happened to the division. There's a division to your front and another on the left. No one could have stood under the pressure. No, sir, but please listen. I've heard enough of the battle. I have work to do. Tell me your story quickly. Before the division marched up the hill, General Daywood ordered Colonel Trump to send scouts to look for anything suspicious. Colonel did send Major Musk and 10 men. They came back 5 minutes later, claimed the top of the hill was clear of rebel forces. Go on, Major. So the General ordered the division to march uphill. If he had known Lee was just over the top, he would have fallen back to a more defensive position. Yes, Major, but Musk didn't see anything. But he must have. I was there. There is no way he could not have seen 2 cavalry regiments and a division of infantry. So you think Musk lied about it? That I do not know. A message was delivered from Colonel Trump about the hill being empty. And after the E-moves got flanked, Trump was ordered to double-time support Colonel Mousis, but they dragged their legs, picking up sticks and stones to build a defensive wall. And when the E-moves retreated, they gave a few inconsistent volleys and ran away afterwards. Why has General Daywood not informed me of this himself? Where is he? I've not seen him in days. Well, after the battle, he walked straight to his tent, downed a quarter bottle of whiskey, and has been piss-drunk since. So he's been drinking for 3 days. No, sir. Just that quarter bottle. You're joking. No, General. A quarter bottle starts my day. Jeez. Yes, me too, General. Yes, sir. It's tragic. But one thing happened during that period. Thing that showed another side of the General. Go on, Major. He walked up to Colonel Trump, pushed him against one of his walls, and said, "Next time you disobey a direct order from me, I will shoot you on the spot. Do you understand me, Colonel?" I've never seen Colonel Trump so quiet, so to say. Wish I'd seen that. But we in the General Staff have a solution to that. Go on, Major. As close as officers, we have, let's say, logistical obligations to the General's well-being, like his food, drinks, and so on. Our idea is to add whiskey to his coffee, little by little, to build up his tolerance for daily drinking. So your plan is to make him an alcoholic? Yes, sir. We believe that a drunk Daewood can be a better general than he has shown to this point. I say we have nothing to lose. Are you sure about this? Yes, we are, General. We never had this conversation, Major. You're dismissed. An overheard conversation between Colonel Trump and Major Muskenkamp. Colonel Trump, you sent for me. Well, I'm here now. Yes, my eyes are still able to see, Major. What I want to know is what you see. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, sir. I guess it's you, because I'm looking at you, but whenever you ask these kind of questions, the answer always seems to be something out of context, but I guess I answer you. Yes, I see you, Colonel. Wrong, Major, but also right. But still wrong. Definitely wrong. So, what am I looking at, Colonel, or whatever you are at the moment? Major Musk, you are looking at a presidential candidate for the Republican Party. Isn't that a wonderful thing to lay your eyes on? What's up? Come on, Major. Say it after me. The Mocrat, Tick Party. Tick Party. Great, Elon. I'm proud of you. Now say it all together. The Republican Party. It wasn't that hard, Major, was it? What does it mean, Colonel? I mean presidential candidate Trump? Well, it's not a Republican nor a Democratic Party. It's more of a golden middle way, but better. And how did this happen? How did you have the time to start a whole new political party? I didn't. Ivanka, Eric, and Junior fixed it. My kids are great, probably the greatest. Daddy asks for something, they do it. I'm such a happy father. But what does this party want? How is it supposed to compete against the Republicans and Democrats? Our main goal is to kick out the current leadership and replace Sleepy Abe with, ta-da, me. Sleepy Abe, you mean President Lincoln? Yeah, that's what I call him. That's offensive, sort of. You need to treat your opponent in any negative way you can so the public changes opinion on him. No bullets spared in the hunt for our goal. Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You always talked about running for president. I guess that day is here. Definitely, but what, Colonel? Can I call you Colonel? Of course, Major. Well, we lack a motto. Something that shows the public where we want to go. Maybe you could help me. Well, let me think a minute. I'll give you 2, Major. I'm very generous today. 3 minutes later. I have it, Colonel. Listen to this. My ears are standing to attention, Major. How about Make America Great Again? I like it, Major, especially the ending. But to be fair, have we been great yet? I mean, our country, our economy, the French, the English, even the Spanish or Mexicans in disguise, as I like to call them, beat us right now. No, we need something else, Elon. How about Make America Great in the Future? Not bad, Major, but it lacks a punchy ending as the first one had. Well, I guess Make America Great in the Future again. You're a genius, Major Musk. That's why you're my closest and best friend. It sends a message of hope. I like it's not the first time I've said this. In a strange way, but it doesn't matter. This is why I tell everyone you are such a smart and fantastic person. Actually, sir, you tell people I'm a buffoon, dimwit, slow-thinking, manual, and so on. You know, that is only a joke, Elon. That's how guys treat each other. Don't take it serious. Just go with the flow. So, can I call you bad names in front of the others? No. Okay, sir. Let's not dwell on that now, Elon. It's time to celebrate. The Magipta movement is born. The future lies ahead of us. It usually does, Colonel. Don't be smart on me now, Elon. No, sir. Once again, thank you to everybody who submits diary entries, newspaper clippings, and letters home for adding to the story of this campaign. I do believe it does add a lot, and I'm enjoying them immensely, as always. And a special thank you to Rainy Day Today, who is helping set up the political machinations and conversations going around my avatar's camp. Makes things a little bit more interesting. All right, so we do have a few more units to add in now. So, first things up, infantry department for Clark Unglued, Indiana unit. You can give a uniform type, so I'm going to keep with the standard uniform for now. First, Indiana Rifles. Some Springfield rifled muskets. And you want Lew Wallace. Why is he not showing up? I did not assign him to anybody, I do not think, and none of the... Ah, he's currently a division commander. Okay. I made him a division commander. No, he's in command of a brigade. Army of the East. So Lew Wallace is already in use. Okay. Didn't realize I was using him already. Indiana, who do we got available? A couple of brigadiers here. Reynolds. Let's go by seniority here. So Catterson is going to be the commander. So I have 2 brigadier generals from the state without a job, so they get it by default. So it's going to be Robert Catterson, who actually didn't do too poorly during the war. All right. Next up, for Airborne Grunt 173, who is a Whiskey Rebel level member. He's getting a full division now. So, your original brigade is going to get transferred back to Tradoc. It's Roden's Raiders. I'm going to add a new division. And I don't see... a division name, so you're going to give me a name for the division also. Unless you wanted it to be Roden's Raiders to be the name of the division, and you give me a new name for this brigade. But, create a new division. All right, what we got here? Massachusetts. Cavalry, now get them up to 2,500 men. Beautiful. This will be the 1st Mass Hall Brigade. Maybe better off calling them the Southies? I don't know. You want green and sky blue. Go. Sharps. I'm going to very quickly run out of sharps. I'm going to have to order some. Also, another mass unit. Just enough carbines for them. This will be the 5th Mass Hall Brigade. And a horse battery. From Maine. Okay. Change the uniform on you. Hard to tell with the coloration on this sometimes. Got the same coloration. Oh, red and yellow. Didn't see that. There we go. Do I have any 3-inch ordnance for you guys? Yes, I do. All right, so Massachusetts. We got Pierce, because he's a standing by brigadier already. Joe Hooker. No, I'm probably going to make him the division commander. So let's go by seniority here and then look for a cav officer. Samuel Chamberlain, no portrait on him though. There we go. Elmer Otis. Main battery here. So it'll be Charles Roberts getting command of that. Sumner, get the hell out of here. I'm going to give this division to Hooker. For now. If you want that changed, let me know. And for now, they're going to be called the 4th Cavalry Division, I believe. Yep. But, send me a different name for it when you get the chance, unless you just want me to leave it as the 4th Cavalry Division. So, the Raiders transferring there will be 12 days, 36, 37 days for the 2 new brigades, and 35 days for the battery, which I didn't change the name of. Brenna's Bang Tubes. There we go. All right, and also, I'm gonna go back to messages for this one. All right, so Sonar Ball also gets a division now. So the Freedom Fighters are going to be transferred out, sent over to Tradoc. Create a new division. Oh, I put that in the wrong army. It'll disappear. And I did the same thing over here by mistake. That's a separate engineer brigade, so. Division. Colonel Ame Vargas is going to get command of this. So it's not a mass unit, so let's get you replaced. Go by seniority here. So Nathan Dudley's going to take command of the Freedom Fighters. The division's going to be named the Liberty Legion. Now let's replace you. 2 new brigades. And we don't have states that they're from. I'm already recruiting a lot out of Massachusetts, so in order to not delay them too much, I'm going to recruit one out of... Actually, you said some of them from the diary entry are coming from out this way, lands held by the rebels. So we're going to recruit one out of Indiana and one out of Illinois. Or actually, we recruit one out of Ohio and the one out of Illinois, because we do have a brigade coming out of Indiana right now. Yep, I think that's how we do it. And Ohio's got plenty of troops for us. I'll try to keep everybody looking the same. What was that? British red and Prussian blue. Yep. Some Springfields. This one will be Lincoln's Valkyries. And Sumner, you are not staying in charge of that. Pearson or Wade? Which one are you senior? All right, that one's going to Melanton Wade. I think I said one coming out of Illinois. This one will be the 1st Suffrage Brigade. And Sumner, you keep popping. Probably because he's the most senior commander available. Yeah, you're not getting command of this. Illinois. Oh, 1 brigadier available from there, so this is going to go to Sweeney by default. And you do want a battery. It's not going to go to the division. It's going to go as a separate battery because I don't put batteries in infantry divisions. So it's going to end up somewhere. It's going to end up in the same army with them. It's just going to be in a separate division. 1st female battery. I'll recruit this one out of Connecticut. Just because I got plenty of troops in Connecticut and not too many recruited out of there. Let's shorten that up. Days to recruit this, and let's replace that commander, someone from Connecticut. We'll go with Oris Ferry. Political officer is a very political thing to do with a female unit. And I'm going to give you James rifles for now. I'm still trying to replace the existing field batteries with Parrots, so they're not going to get them just yet. All right, I think that covers all the recruitment, except for 1 brigade, which I don't have clarification on if it's cavalry or infantry, so that'll be added next episode. So just as a reminder, everybody, you don't even have to be a channel member, just a channel viewer. If you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state is from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. All right, now that we have finally made it through all of our administrative stuff. Oh, and one thing I do have to bring note of, there has been a transfer request already for one brigade. I'm going to hold off on all transfers until the end of the spring campaign season, probably going into the summer, as the campaign has just literally started. I know we're 10 episodes in now, but nothing really much has happened outside of fighting down here around Washington. That's where they want the brigade sent to. But transfers take a long time in this game. So I'm not going to do any transfers until at least next winter. Once the next winter season comes in and you want to move your units around, I will do it then, but not prior. I need everything where it is at the moment. So I don't want to disappoint anybody in that effect, but for the first year until we hit the second winter, I kind of need everything where it is right now. So I'm not going to be taking any transfer requests until the winter. After that, wherever anybody wants to go, they can go. All right. I think that covers everything now. So looks like our next engagement will be over here at Harper's Ferry. And it looks like I was wrong about the next engagement. It looks like Johnson's Corps, Army of Illinois, was hanging out in Springfield, and our scouts from Buell's Army did not spot them. And we just transferred a brigade out, though we do have them outnumbered. They have us outnumbered in guns, but not in cavalry or infantry, so should be a fairly even fight. Department number 2 is not too far away, so we should have 2 back-to-back fights over here. We literally just transferred a brigade out. Oh, oh, that hurts. That hurts. Yeah. All right, so our Army in the Mississippi with 20,776 infantry, 2,923 cavalry, 12 guns under Don Carlos Buell is going up against Johnson's Corps of the Army of Illinois under the command of Richard Anderson with 17,477 infantry, 818 cavalry, and 56 guns. Now let's jump into this and see if we can't kick these boys out of Illinois. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Springfield. So we are on the Big Creek Ridge map, and we are attacking. It's actually 12:30 in the morning right now, so this is an overnight start once again. We're getting that quite a bit in this campaign, not something I'm used to seeing. We are starting out with a minor victory, but Rebel morale's at 34 to our morale of 44. But this is the first battle for this army, so it's going to be kind of touch and go, I think. So we do have all night to get to them. What I want to do is come along this road here and come out to this field here to reform my army before pushing in for an attack along the road here, as the defense point is back here by the Samples farm. It's actually a Proud Run Bridge is the objective. So they are going to be formed up on this rail line more than likely. Not happy about that. I don't want to push across these crossings here or down south over here. There's really no good way to come at this position. This is actually a really good defensive position. There's really no good way to attack it. So, looks like it's going to be head-on assaults, possibly. Not crazy about the idea, but if that's what we got to do, that's what we got to do. So, I'm going to get the army in motion, get the cavalry up here, see what we can see, and figure out a plan of attack from there. All right, it's now 2:40 in the morning, and it looks like the rebels may have really messed up here. They have set up defensively at these crossings here and this road here, which was an initial thought on one of my attack pads, and they decided not to cover down here, which is an area I usually do keep somebody watching over myself. So it doesn't look like they are on the objective point at all at this point, which is going to let me get my cavalry in there. So it's going to take a while for the rest of my forces to arrive, as they are pretty well strung out. Buell's all the way held back here, so getting timely orders out, it's probably not in the cards. We're going to make it work somehow. Yeah, it looks like they got nobody here, so I can get the cavalry in here. Oh, you have messed up, my boys. You have messed up. All right, Hoosiers. Straight over this way, please. Who's this? Lightning Brigade. Come over here to this fence line. And Missouri Home Guard. I'm going to have you sit reserve. And let's bring our vedettes in. And Sherman, I need you moving your men down the road as quickly as possible. Probably be a while for those orders reach him, though. Because their corps commanders all the way the fuck back here, not even keeping up with the rest of the army. All right, just a bit of an update there, so I'll come back in once the action starts, which probably won't be too long from now. All right, it's now 5 a.m., and it looks like the rebels are finally starting to react to my positioning here. You guys stop working on that. So, the 1st Infantry Division is in position with the 6th Mass Volunteers and the 1st German Rifles. I do have the 3rd Infantry Division to their right with the Blackbeards, 5th Ame Rifles, and the Penny Brigade. And I have... Where's your division commander? The 5th Infantry Division with the Nola-Chucky Legion, the YRAs, and the 6th RAR on the right. With my batteries finally arriving, somehow, amazingly, with some actual alacrity, I've arrived in position already. And first shots go to 6th Mass Volunteers. So I was going to move the cavalry around the flanks, but I'm thinking I'm going to leave them right here in reserve of the infantry on the left. Looks like that's where the rebels are rushing to right now. And I mean rushing, they are moving fast. What in the... It's like moving everybody at the double time. You got one little section built that should give us the cover bonus anyway. Always get dismounted and getting loose order. We may need you to move up. You guys are facing the wrong way. You should be taking on their guns over here. Lie down, clear a field of fire for the guns. Yep, they got the perk. There we go. Got South Carolina Cadets, Company B. Some Citadel trainees. This corps looks like it's made up mostly of the Missouri State Guard with units, some units from other states. 6th Mass is already not looking good, but this is their first battle. So they do have regular training. I don't think they should be as unstable as they are looking right now. In range of them, so so you should be able to fire it. And Sherman is wounded off the bat. Okay, things are not looking good right off the bat here. I don't know why they're not firing at them. They're in range. Missouri Home Guard, you're going to have more work than I envisioned for you today. They're just going to march right into us? Go. Yeah, 6 Mass probably going to take a beating. Advance. You lay down so they could fire over you. Get those damn orders out. There we go. Not going to let the rebels control this fight. Here we go, push them back. Good boys. A lot of forces over in this direction, so I kind of want to swing out, but I do not want an open field battle right now. Actually, 5th, we can swing you. See what that forces the rebels to do. You're going to be next up in that shootout. Missouri broke faster than I thought it would. You gotta be kidding me. And they're glitched also. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll advance into that. Get broke like my units usually do, advancing into that. Alright, looks like their left flank is pushing in. May give us an opportunity to swing on them. And we did have a battery break already. Both my batteries are broken. Really? Shit. Things are not looking too hot for us right now. They may get us on a morale break. Unless something changes. You guys have some long-range weapons here, okay. That's why I did not want to get into an open field fight. Like the freedom fighter got out of this army just in time to miss this shit show. Hoosiers are holding out better than the brigade did. Don't look like there's much damage though. Who's wounded? Manson. Get rid of Hoosiers. Sixth. Chuckies. YRA. Leaving this flank pretty lightly attended, so we are going to take advantage of that. If we can, before our army breaks. Like we're really doing too much damage over here. Gotta do something. Just pull back. still firing at them. What the hell weapons do you boys have? If they advance any closer, stay out of the damn canister range. Just shoot them down. Clear this out. Get the Germans onto the flanks over here. I'm talking and I didn't realize the microphone was muted. My bad. Not the first time I've done it, probably won't be the last time. To give you advance orders, start moving your men signals, thank you. Louisiana's out of the way. It's still going to be a near-run thing on morale. Morale is going to be key on this one. Why are you not firing it, though? Come on. I know they're in range of us. That's it. Let's push them back onto the river. 6-star AR. Swing up this way. I know the Chuckies hang out where you are. Yo, Pennies are now getting into it. How the hell they've taken so many casualties already? Rush them against the river. Come on, boys. You can do this. Texans firing to their flank. Take them down. And they are retreating. Beautiful. Keep firing, boys. Keep firing. Do as much damage as possible. Very near-run battle here. It was down to just points on the morale for both forces. I can't really send the cavalry charge in since all three brigades have broken once already. They are not going to stand up to putting cavalry charges in the retreating units. lost somebody else wounded. Hope is wounded. Division commander. We have lost a lot of officers in this fight. I'm not really used to losing so many officers this early in the game. Their morale back, but a little late to bring them in now. There we go. Actually, if they hadn't already retreated, I think this would have gone over to a major victory. Oh, shit. All right, we took down 3,700 of their 19,000 infantry, 200 or 900 cavalry, got 45 of their 60 guns. Total loss of 4,400 of their 21,000 men. We lost 2,028 of our 20,769 infantry, 405 of our 2,921 cavalry. Both of our batteries did break through to get the guns back. Total loss of 2,461 of our 23,845 men. All right, after action reports. I'm not looking forward to looking at how many commanders we lost. All right, 1st Cav Division. Hoosier Horsemen did 176 to infantry. Lightning Brigade did 113 to infantry. Captured 13 artillerymen for total 126. Missouri Home Guard did 150 to infantry, plus up to 151 quarter command staff in there. Division total 453. Losses, Hoosier Horsemen. 30 dead, 126 wounded, 26 missing, total of 182. Aggregate strength 785, 19% casualties. Lightning Brigade, 13 dead, 100 wounded, 14 missing, total of 127. Aggregate strength of 857, 13% casualties. Missouri Home Guard, 13 dead, 71 wounded, 12 missing, total 96. Aggregate strength of 874, 10% casualties, 13% for the division. 1st Infantry Division, 1st German Rifles did 680 to infantry, 80 to artillery for total 763. 6th Mass Volunteer Infantry did 242 to infantry, 167 to cavalry for total 413. Division total 1,176. Losses, 1st German Rifles, 60 dead, 262 wounded, 57 missing for total 379. Aggregate strength 2,382, 14% casualties. 6th Mass Volunteer Infantry, 35 dead, 223 wounded, 43 missing, total 301. Aggregate strength 2,452, 11% casualties. 680 for the division, 12%. 3rd Infantry Division, the Blackbeards, 246 to infantry, 74 to artillery for total 320. Penny Brigade, 200 to infantry, captured 21, 195 to artillery, captured another 61 for total 45. 5th Siamese Rifles did 649 to infantry, 54 to artillery for total 707. Division total 1,512. Losses, Blackbeards, 30 dead, 134 wounded, 25 missing, total 189. Aggregate strength of 1,926, 9% casualties. Penny Brigade, 54 dead, 285 wounded, 74 missing for total 413. Aggregate strength 2,367, 15% casualties. 5th Siamese Rifles, 35 dead, 231 wounded, 38 missing, total 304. Aggregate strength 2,456, 11% casualties. 906 casualties for the division, 11% loss. 5th Infantry Division, Nolichucky Legion, did 285 to infantry, 58 to artillery for total 343. Yorkshire Republican Abolitionists, the YRA, did 319 to infantry, 22 to artillery for total 344. 6th Royal Australian Rifles did 224 to infantry, and that's it. Division total 911. Losses, Nolichucky Legion, 18 dead, 135 wounded, 25 missing, total 178. Aggregate strength of 1,889, 9% casualties. The YRA, 29 dead, 159 wounded, 23 missing, total 211. Aggregate strength 2,565, 8% casualties. 6th RAR, 8 dead, 37 wounded, 8 missing, total 53. Aggregate strength 2,704, 2% casualties. 442 casualties for the division, 5% losses. 2nd Artillery Division, the Banger Bangers did 14 to infantry, 7 to artillery for total 21. Jeremy's Crazy X did 7 to infantry, 2 to artillery for total 9, division total 30. Losses, the Banger Bangers did 2 dead, 14 wounded, 1 missing, total 17, aggregate strength to 61, 22% casualties. Jeremy's Crazy X, 1 dead, 8 wounded, 2 missing for total 11, aggregate strength to 66, 14% casualties, 28 casualties for the division, 18% loss. These are just small batteries. Once the new battalions come online, we'll have a lot more men, a lot more guns in those positions. As soon as I get the new batteries out, the old batteries will get rotated back to TRADOC to reinforce. Officers. All right, who'd we lose? Colonel Manson, Commander Hoosier Horseman, wounded. Major General Sherman, Commander 1st Infantry Division, wounded. General Pope, Commander 3rd Infantry Division, wounded. So 2 division commanders. That's a hard hit. So it's going to be a bunch of promotions. That's probably going to take a few minutes. Confederacy, wounded. Lieutenant General Anderson, Commander of the Army. Wounded Colonel Forney. Wounded Captain Bledsoe. Captured Major Alexander of the Baltimore Light Artillery. Wounded General Moten. Wounded Lieutenant Colonel Stevenson. Longstreet's out here in the west, really. Wounded Major Farnsworth and wounded Lieutenant Colonel Walker. So we got 8 of their officers, 1 of them captured. Okay. So they took a lot more officer hits than we did. One of them being the Army commander. I wonder at what point we removed him from the battle. This is his command staff, so probably once we started pushing in tight over here is when they lost him. This was a very, very near run thing. Yeah, we're at 24, morale to their 21. This could have gone either way, especially at the start. And it looks like we did turn into a major victory right at the end after they started the retreat. Because they left everybody just sitting here instead of trying to pull out. So we were just allowed to run up the casualties right here. All right, I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at Springfield. Army of Illinois fleeing in panic, and General McCown took the blame for that loss. I love it when I actually see them blame a general instead of some captain, major, or colonel. Battle of Springfield is ended with the Army of Illinois is retreating in panic. The enemies reportedly suffered total casualties at 4,393 men. There were 579 killed and 1,398 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,461 men, with 328 killed, 348 missing, and the rest wounded. We captured 1,742 rifles and 18 guns from the field and paroled 1,292 soldiers. As once again, we do not have any prison camps and trying to give the rebels as much of an advantage as possible, though we will end up recapturing a prison camp over here at Columbus at some point because Camp Chase is already built. So I'm just going to keep emptying that out after basically every battle. All right, and before the game does it for us, we have to go through officers. We get some promotions going out here. So Sherman's wounded, Pope's wounded, and Colonel Manson is wounded. So we're going to replace you first. Indiana. Oh. Why do I not see Indiana on the list? What the hell's going on there? And they got one Brigadier General on standby, so he's going to get it by default. So Joseph Reynolds is going to take command. of the Hoosier Horsemen. All right, now we got to figure out who's getting promoted. And it looks like I'm going to have to start with my grunts, as we have the most experienced officers at this point. Looks like possibly McLaren and... Sheridan's got to get a division. So Sheridan's definitely getting one of them, so you got to be replaced. So Riley, you're losing Sheridan. And Sumner's going to get the brigade by default, as he's the one brigadier left in the state of Massachusetts. And he's going to replace Sherman. Are you already assigned? No, I didn't assign George Thomas to anybody, huh? Where did Sheridan go? Where is he? Did I not promote him to brigadier? Yeah, he's still a colonel. Okay. I did not promote him. That's an automatic promotion to Major General, as that's a division command. And that did not mess his stats up at all, getting 2 promotions. Really. Alright, now Pope has to be replaced. Let's finish going through everybody. Looks like it may end up being Wilder. Though he's a volunteer. McClellan's not going to like that. It's got to be a professional. McCook? Looks like it might be McCook. Oh, Charles Smith. Look at those stats. Possibly even Hunt. Let's go back and look at Smith real fast. Where'd he go? Yeah, it's going to be Smith. Commander of 2nd Massachusetts. You're getting replaced. Go by seniority here, and then look for a professional. Oh, George Gordon right off the bat. There we go. Not Morgan Smith. I hope it's not another guy I didn't promote. What the? Oh, Charles Smith. There you go. He was a brigadier. Charles Smith gets that division. Okay. That covers the officer replacements. Let's get that rolled off. I may have to pause this here again here in a second. All right. So, we did have our one battle for this episode. A nice close run fight at Springfield. Hopefully saving America's favorite family in the process. No, we don't know what Springfield they're actually from. We'll just go with it, though. So, we've only moved the campaign one more day. We've gone from April 6th to April 7th. And we're still trying to retake Cleveland. That's going to take a little bit until he's actually in there. Looks like Greg's course finally falling back a little further. And the front of Alexandria is cleared off now, though. It looks like we're going to be a while before. 61 days for full readiness. That's actually not too bad. We're going to be stuck in place until this fort is complete. That's another 68 days. So that timeline kind of works out, because then we got to swing. Once they're done here, Engineer Corps got to swing back around and build another fort over here. All right, going to end this episode here. So once again, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Following along with the series and enjoying it, don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. Also, if you'd like a brigade in one of my armies, as always, you don't even have to be a channel member, just a channel viewer. Type of unit, state is from, weapons, uniforms, officers, place them in the comments below, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.